Welcome to the first online job fair organized by the Norwegian Chamber of Commerce in Latvia, featuring and showcasing Norwegian and Norway-related companies that are looking for talent. My name is ej.uz, and I'm the Executive Director at NCCL. I hope that the video that we streamed at the very beginning of this event, that it gave you some insight in the Norwegian investments in Latvia. This year is a special year as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations between Norway and Latvia, and it's the 30th anniversary since Norwegian diplomats and investors returned to Latvia. But before we get to the core of the program, let me introduce you to a few more stats that I wanted to share when it comes to Norwegian investments in Latvia. So yes, it's more than 350 million euros invested in companies registered in Latvia, making Norway the 8th biggest investor in Latvia. We have around 260 companies with Norwegian capital and around 6,200 employees working for these companies. And I've mentioned these are the people working that have Norway close to their heart. And yes, so the Norwegian investors in Latvia have also paid 275 million euros in taxes. This question has been especially prevalent this year when we've dealt with unprecedented crisis, and those who have paid taxes were the ones who were able to benefit from the government support. Also, over the last 15 years, a new industry has emerged in Latvia these are global business service companies that have headquarters in other countries, but that have created back offices in Latvia. According to the Association of Business Service Leaders in Latvia, there are around 50 companies of this kind, employing more than 15,000 people. 7 of these companies we are delightful to have also as members at NCCL. And yes, a few words about the Norwegian Chamber of Commerce. Yes, we are the meeting point for companies that are from Norway or companies that service Norwegian market. So this is who we are. And on to the most important part of today. We called together our members, as I mentioned in the very beginning, who are looking for talent, qualified employees, whether they're skilled in the area of knowing languages or finances or accounting, or they're good manufacturers and know how to produce, operate machines, and able to produce products for export. We have more than 100 vacancies available, and those you'll find out more during today. And yes, it is our great pleasure to have 6 very prominent companies represented today who will share their stories. And also we'll have a bonus of Orkla sharing their previous experience and open vacancies. So yes, the purpose of today's event is to allow you to get to know us. You're welcome to ask your questions in the comments section under the YouTube video or Facebook Live. So now I'll invite the first speaker, Liva from Circle K Business Center, to kick off a line of presentations. And before Liva introduces Circle K, I wanted also to ask you briefly describe the industry, because all the companies listed here operate either as global business service centers or shared service centers. So could you briefly explain what the industry is, and then the virtual floor is yours.
Yes, of course. Well, we call ourselves shared service center, but I think it's both are the same. Basically, it's a organization or a part of the organization that provides different operation that does different operational tasks for the company. For example, accounting, customer service, IT services, and so on and so forth. So we are part of the same organization, but we work for basically work for them to keep the company going.
Thanks a lot. So now I'll welcome your presentation of the Circle K.
Thank you. So just a moment. There we go. I hope you see the full screen, not because I see the notes as well. But yes, basically who we are, Circle K Business Center. We're a global company based here in Riga. But Circle K in its own, Circle K is a global company that basically has 3 different brands. Alimentation Couche-Tard is our main brand, and in the whole world we're known as Circle K, Couche-Tard, and Ingo, all based on retail and on fuel. So we are known in North America mostly as Couche-Tard, and in Europe as Circle K and Ingo in some of the Nordic countries, and also known in the Asia and Middle East. And the goal for Circle K is to be the world's preferred destination for convenience and fuel. Basically here in Riga, we started almost 10 years ago. We started in Riga. We're going to have our 10th anniversary in January. At that point, it was not more than 50 or 70 people. I might be mistaken, but during that time, as you can see, we've grown tenfold, and now it's 700 employees that we have approximately, and about 200 of them speak different Scandinavian languages. And then we several different departments: finance, customer service, IT, logistics, and HR. A lot of them have Nordic speakers, but most of them, of course, are the customer service, and I'm a team leader in customer service myself. So we have 3 Scandinavian teams, and all of them are always, I would say almost always, looking for new employees, because we're growing constantly, as you saw from the numbers that we grew so fast and so soon. And the Circle K Business Center, with these 5 different departments, we work for the whole Europe, Ireland, and now also we have started providing different services for North America. So we're getting wider the whole time. What we can offer our employees, of course, working for this great brand, a lot of good career opportunities since we're growing and expanding so quickly, health insurance, different trainings, so great colleagues, of course, annual bonus, additional holidays that is on top of the usual vacation, and so on and so forth. And of course, discounts for fuel and other things in our shops, which is always welcome. Yes, that's shortly it about us. Thank you for listening.
Thanks a lot, Lima, for introducing us to Circle K. Yes, for audience, we have instructed the speakers to limit their presentations to 3 minutes, so we have some time for questions after the presentations. So the next speaker, I want to introduce Alexandra Kozlowski from DNB Service Center. Alexandra, the digital floor is yours.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, my name is Alexandra Kozlowska, and I represent today DNB Service Center. And I hope, yeah, everything is right now. About DNB Service Center Riga, we were established in 2012 And in 2013, were only 50 employees in the DNB service center, but now is about 330 employees who have been working here in the DNB service center Riga, which is located in Jauna Teika. And we follow, of course, our DNB whole group, the same values, procedures, and all kind of values from DNB. About Service Center Riga, we provide services to our customers in Norway. Our clients are Norwegians, and we are DNB Bank, and the main services lines in Service Center Riga are accounts, credits, payments, special engagement, and group services. Our teams are working in matrix organization, keeping this cooperation tied to the DNB Norway. We are young, average age is 30, and women appreciate work in the DNB Service Center Riga. And of course, this Norwegian language is very important in our Service Center Riga. All our employees have a B2 level. Only after B2 employees can work because we are working with Norwegian clients, and we have one or two teams which have this English skills needed, but English is our the second language which we use in every day, but the first is Norwegian. Our main roles in DNB is transaction processing specialist is the first step. The other senior transaction specialist, functional officer, risk process expert, and department manager. And to develop maybe soft skills and, for example, some talents, we have additional roles such as cultural committee, internal trainers, and a continuous improvement developer. Currently, we are looking for new employees, and we are looking for transaction specialists. You can find this vacancy in CV online. What we are looking for employees who have very good English knowledge and are motivated to learn Norwegian. Of course, able to work full-time job, have computer literacy, and are curious and eager to learn something new. We have extra benefits. It is health insurance, fruits, paid work phone, a gym. We have some kind of challenges. We have ergonomic workplace, and some paid sport activities, extra days off, and of course we like parties, and we have summer and winter parties, not when COVID is here. Okay, and thank you from my side.
Thanks a lot, Alexandra. That was very good insight. I will now invite Zanda Šmata from the Norwegian Air Resources, Latvia. Zanda.
Yes, hello, and nice to be here. Nice to see all of you joining. And I would like to share with you more information behind Norwegian Airlines Riga Business Center, which is very new business center and joined shared service centers in Riga just recently, a year ago. But I would like to start with industry introduction, and I believe that you have heard about Norwegian. It is an airline company which is operating not only in Europe, but it used to operate also across the ocean. And the company is really already established almost 30 years here, and it went through very rapid growth before COVID. And of course, we know that COVID brought some challenges into airline industry, but the good news is that we have recovered, and we can surely say that we are back, Norwegians are back, and we are flying, and we are calling our pilots and cabin crew to rejoin us because, people restart traveling. And Norwegian went through reconstruction, and we are seeing business operations moving outside of Norwegian, and a very smart choice was made a year ago when Riga Business Center was opened. And it's also located in Jaunateka. It's brand new office and a very, very nice place where we are having our team and also looking forward to have some new team members. And just to give you more information about Norwegian, it's really a company with very strong brand and very loyal customer base. And it's also market leading low-cost airline. And currently we have huge ambition and huge plans coming back to the business. You can see here our plans towards summer next year. We are seeing that number of customers flying, destinations, and also fleet size is growing, which means that we need reliable support and great colleagues joining us and supporting the travelers from Riga. And if we are thinking about what is company promise, or we call it mantra, then we want to say that we are here to be your smart move. When you are a customer, you probably make a choice where to fly and what are the tickets and what is the comfort which you get for that. But when you are an employee and you are looking for the next company to join, we are here to be your smart move because we believe we provide a lot of opportunities for professional growth. This is corporate culture, an opportunity to meet other colleagues from different countries, to work with customers from different parts of the world, and at the same time to be located in Riga in Latvia and do not sacrifice some maybe family needs or private needs. So for employees, we want to be a smart move where to come and make a decision for sustainable career growth. And another smart move today, what you can make is to learn languages. And as it was said, yes, English and Norwegian are definitely those languages which we will be looking for when we will be looking for new colleagues to join us. And if we zoom in Riga Business Center, then we are here 140 employees already. So that's just during 1 year. And we have ambition to grow because we believe that this is the right country, people, culture, innovation, everything is here in order to develop Riga Business Center further. And we are housing currently customer care, fraud and chargeback, accounting, procurement, and IT teams. And I would like to highlight customer care. This is our frontline agents who are helping our travelers whenever it is needed. And Scandinavian language skills are definitely a big benefit if you consider to join customer care. But customer care is also a great opportunity to learn about business operations. And these are usually entry-level roles where you just need language skills, you need customer focus, and you need willingness to learn. And definitely this is opportunity to work and grow in aviation industry and to be here in Latvia. This is multicultural environment. And in terms of employee benefits, I would like to highlight the opportunity which Norwegian provides to all its employees. And this is opportunity to travel to other countries using very nice employee price tickets. So that's usually appealing news for everyone. And we will be growing. We will be looking for new colleagues very soon. So we want to say you welcome on board.
Thanks a lot, Zonda. I don't want to be mean, but when we'll come to the questions and answer session, I may take away right from one answer from you as we expand a little bit more than the 3 minutes. But it's very good to know and welcome a Norwegian to the Latvian market. Yes, we'll go ahead with Marta Medne from ej.uz. Marta.
Hi everyone, very nice to meet you. And yes, as I was already introduced, my name is Marta and I'm from ej.uz. So what I want to tell you a little bit more about today is basically what does ej.uz do. So globally, we are one of the largest IT services providers for the Nordic markets, but when it comes to Latvia, we're actually one of the largest IT companies within Latvia. And you might think, what does an IT company do in a job fair that's basically made for global business services? So the thing is that, of course, in such a large company, we do have different departments and different roles. And even though 2 of our departments focus clearly on IT and software development, 2 of them are more within the area of global business centers. So we have the Global Finance Center here in Latvia that covers everything starting from accounting up to finance partnering for the whole ej.uz group. And at the same time, we also have a unit called Cloud and Infra that's basically the service desk and customer support that we give our clients. And I will go a little bit more into detail about the service desk. So we are extremely proud to have one of the biggest Scandinavian speaking customer service teams in Latvia with almost 170 simply amazing colleagues. And yeah, 75% of our colleagues in the service desk actually do speak Norwegian, and the other 25% kind of vary between Swedish, Danish, or we have a new thing introduced, it's Lithuanian as well. And what they do is that they provide IT services and customer support for our corporate customers, and they help with different kinds of IT and technical issues. And we do have different kinds of roles starting from customer service, but of course also management, service delivery, etc. And you might think, well, maybe I kind of need to have a very brief, very deep understanding of IT. No, you don't. If you come and join us, basically the key factor for this specific team is the Nordic language and English language knowledge. And we teach everything that you need to know about the job on the job. And maybe you did listen to this and think, this sounds amazing, but unfortunately I don't have the Norwegian language as well. We also do offer a Norwegian language academy that we launch twice every year. This year we have already finalized the last application process, but we are planning to launch another one during like February, March of next year. So that means if you will follow us on social media, you will definitely see it somewhere. And what does this mean? That you in 3.5 months really intensively learn Norwegian, and after that kind of start integrating the IT part in your daily tasks. Another amazing thing that we offer on top of different types of benefits is that we can offer fully remote working possibilities in this team from anywhere within Latvia. So if you kind of would really want to join but don't live in Riga, you would still have an opportunity to join us. So that's it from me today. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Marta. Now, promptly, we move on to Anna Trosman from Visma. Welcome, Anna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna. I am HR manager of Visma Labs, and sit back and relax. In the next 3 minutes, I will drive you through Visma. What is the Visma? Visma is the leading cloud software company that was established in Norway, and the main headquarters we have in Oslo. And Visma is an IT company that produces clever software that might help various types of companies to grow their business. Visma has also a wide variety of companies in Latvia, while Visma Labs is acting on the global arena and working as the global business partner, or we call ourselves a competence center. The other Visma enterprise, Visma Consulting and Visma Pro, are doing their great job to support client locally. Visma Labs in Latvia, we started back in 2015 with a small team of 10 people, and during this year we have grown more than and up to date we have 275 people with that are located in 2 offices. One is on Sporta Street and the other is on Malbuvino Street, that are on different banks of the rivers. So it's very convenient for employees to choose which office they would like to work from. Visma in Latvia provides various services to the customers. So first of all, this is the customer support. Second, this is research and development, more for the developers and IT. And third one is business support. Today, I wanted to tell more about the customer support because this is the family where the Scandinavian language speakers live. So as you can see, we support from Riga 5 main products. 2 of them are recruitment systems. One is procurement and the other is finance. However, currently we are expanding and hiring for the product that is called Visma in-school, and this is one of the most popular and largest in-schooling systems in Norway. We are very multinational team and we welcome colleagues from all over the world. So you can see the countries, the home countries of our employees, but I can definitely guarantee that everyone feels home at Visma. It's not only about work, it's also about having fun together. So we celebrate life together, either on site, using the opportunity to meet colleagues face to face and having some fun together, or in the time of pandemic, this is also social life remotely. So we try to be very creative and think of various activities that we might want to offer our employees to improve their work-life balance and well-being. So what is it that is important for us? What is it that we are looking for? So we are looking for a person with the right attitude and the values that corresponds to the Visma values. We are definitely looking for the certain knowledge and competences like Norwegian language or any other Scandinavian languages. And of course, we are looking for the right personality to fit our teams. The bigger the team, the bigger the team. This is something that we believed back in 2015 and when we started our operations in Latvia, and this is something that we still believe. And we really hope that some of you will continue your journey with us. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Anna. I envy your colleagues and employees, but that pretty much refers to every presentation I've heard today. And yes, to close off, I'll invite Atea Global Services, Daniela Rubelis, to introduce Atea.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. So my name is Daniela, and I am the creative and marketing director for Atea, or more precisely, Atea Global Services. So I've been a part of ej.uz, that's how we call it, for the past four and a half years actually right now. And I'm kind of famous in the office for always having strange and weird taxi stories because my 70% of the drivers that I usually have always want to talk to me. And that's when I kind of developed my standard story of how I explain to people what is ej.uz and what is it that they do, because before COVID, they used to pick me up in the office. I'm that typical cliche creative that works in the evenings. They see the big Atea sign and they're like, okay, so what does your company do? And I started always the story with saying we're a typical Nordic IT company in Latvia, because that says so much with actually saying so little. Because when you think about, we all have this perception in our heads. So typical Nordic IT company or Northern European. So you have a mother company somewhere in the Nordics. For us, that's Norway, obviously. It talks about a specific size. In our case, in the group, that's almost 8,000 employees, almost 90 offices across 7 countries. In Riga, we're talking about 500 people, a little bit more actually. It talks about the culture, it talks about a salary level, it talks about the benefit system, it talks about your standing in the market, and really so many other things. And it also kind of describes the employee profile, right? So for us, it's actually, we've already grown so that our average age is 30 and it wasn't even close to that, let's say 5 years ago. But the story doesn't stop really there. So for that specific taxi driver, I go on with a kind of comparison of a creative agency or store and their IT services and why it's important to outsource. But for you guys, it's more because you're interested in, so what is the thing that it's not typical? What is special about ej.uz? And then the story kind of connects with our theme of today, because we're talking about working in IT without really working in IT, because we cover a very broad spectrum of services, also of employees and the work that they do. So we have the Atea Business Service Center, Atea International Customer Center that supports our Nordic customers abroad, almost all over the world. We have our internal digital services that work with the entire Atea group, basically supporting our internal IT infrastructure. And we have our managed services, a part of which is also our service desk operations. So it's a very wide sense of having your first office job either in the business service center or in service desk, and then growing up to becoming an IT specialist or supporting the group in other ways. And there comes something very special to me, because I'm a part of that part of the organization, which is that strong teams drive success. And here I'm talking about the supporting functions within a company, or working in an IT company and having all those benefits without really working in IT. And this is where I'm talking about working with customers, working in sales, HR, creative and marketing, finances, group projects, and the business service center. So there's always a place for you there. And a part of our culture, we like to say that we build the future with IT, but our big kind of mission is that we are the place to be. And there I want to reference really quickly with a little story of my own of why I think Atea or ej.uz is the place to be and why it has been the place to be for me so far. I actually started working in this company with an IT background, with a very technical education, technical background in a technical position. Our company's flexibility, openness to employees to see what their employees want, and the trust, giving that trust and giving that opportunity for people actually helped me get to leading an in-house design team that supports not just the local office, but actually supports the entire group with different projects and leads internal communication, culture, and the brand when it comes to our operations in Riga. So from that perspective, we're talking about a not so typical IT company where you can work and get the benefits of an IT company without really working in IT. And so you can always follow us on all of the social media channels and check out our available job vacancies. In that broad scope that I talked about, you can find about 20 to 40 open vacancies every month. So be sure to check that out. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, Daniela. So we've heard 6 presentations of companies that operate in the service industry. And the presentations also explained why we chose English as a language today. It is because these companies are outward looking. They require language expertise, whether it's English or in some cases it's Norwegian. I also wanted to introduce another company to give credit to another gold member of ours. That is Orkla. That requires a different set of skills. Those are hands. Šis ir mazs brīdis, ir arī darba iespējas tiem, kas nerunā angļu valodā. But I believe if you've stayed on for this half an hour, you most likely understand English. But briefly about Orkla, you most likely would know them by the taste. Orkla represents leading brands in consumer goods. They've been operating in Latvia as well as other 21 countries. They have 90 factories and around 18,000 employees. These are the brands that are known locally in so many countries. Like in Latvia, Laima, Salda, Ādažu čipši. You get to the nice taste in your mouth just seeing the brands themselves. But new thing that Orkla is doing, they're actually bringing a new factory to Latvia to service other countries, mostly to work in the exports. So right now there are 17 vacancies open, but they expect to grow the team to around 300. So if you see and hear that the work in GBS sector, shared service companies, is not for you, if you like to use hands and utilize other kind of knowledge and experience, this is also an opportunity for you. So this is briefly about Orkla. I can't do the justice to explain fully how they operate and what their culture is, but I wanted to bring attention to the fact that there are a multitude of opportunities for everybody. So now we've ended the presentation time, and I really would want us in the next minutes to understand a little bit more about working in different companies. So let's switch to the panel view and have all the speakers on the screen. So yes, to kick off, I wanted to remind those who are listening today, you can post your questions under the YouTube live stream or under the Facebook Live. We'll look them up and ask them to the audience. But to kick off, I have something that I wanted to ask. So Zanda mentioned in her presentation, flight tickets, that's super appealing, which other companies can't offer. Would the other companies say, when you hire new people, what's the one thing or what's the most common thing that they appreciate about your specific company? How do you stand out? And we'll try to keep the answer short. Whoever is ready.
I guess I can. I already started that in Circle K. What I personally like best is both, of course, the discount for fuel, which is quite good, and then there's also for food and other things in the stores, which you can have not only for yourself but for two of your loved ones. My dad is very happy and always keeps reminding me about the great discount that he got, and of course the extra 5 days off a year. It's something that I really do appreciate as well. As a mother, that I can take a few days off. Those are just a couple of things, but the ones I appreciate the most.
Would other companies have something that they wanted to share? Marta.
Yes, sure. For Tieto that's definitely something that we hear after like the employment starts. It's the fact that you can actually work remotely. People nowadays have adjusted to it so much, and actually so many of our long-term colleagues have moved to a wonderful scenic countryside, and they really, really enjoy the fact that they can just, join the meeting in the morning and kind of, go outside in the forest in the evening. So that's kind of the top benefit that everybody mentions at the moment.
Thanks, Marta. Daniela?
Yeah. I could jokingly say free parking, right? Because that's if you work close to the city, that's one of the big things. But honestly, it is extra vacation days. We don't get as many as Circle K. I can admit that. We only get a few based on your seniority. And the other thing I would say is educational opportunities and educational budgets for each of the teams and each employee for every year.
Excellent. Anna?
Yeah, I would like to mention that this is a combination of various factors, because we do not look at the benefit as such. We look at it as the tool that serves various purposes. Of course, we do have the health insurance, the covered mobile phone. We also have the lottery where an employee can win a week either in apartment, either in Spain and France. However, on the other hand, we pay a lot of attention to the employee's well-being, since we have massage in the office and also physiotherapy sessions twice per week, and a lot of activities that are mostly dedicated to well-being.
Excellent. Alexandra?
Yes, as you saw from my presentation, we have a lot of benefits, but I would like to mention as well as we have these message chairs in each floor. We have 4 floors, and in each floor are 2 chairs, so all employees can use it. And of course, also extra days. We as well have 5 days extra, and fruits in the office. Yeah, we have a lot of benefits.
Thanks a lot. So I heard the average age you mentioned. It seems that so around 30. How do the older people fit in? Is it generally a young employee crowd, or do you also have more mature employees?
We have, of course, our culture is diversity, and our department is about this diversity. We have as well employees who are much more than 30, but of course the biggest average of employees are young, yeah. But we have.
So anybody else wants to comment on this? It's not that you have to, if you want to.
Yeah, I guess the same in Circle K, that the average for us is also around 30. But for example, in my team, varies between 20 something, you know, just barely 20 to 50 and a bit above. And even though there's a lot of programs that we have to work with, and there's a lot of new things we have to learn all the time, everyone does it, everyone manages, and it's not more difficult for the people that are a bit older. And we're a great team. Somehow, with all the different personalities and different ages, we still fit all together like a nice big puzzle piece and a family. So yeah, we're open to everyone.
For us, I think it's fair to say that the company culture matures and kind of develops with the employees. And I think that's the case all around. So the kind of older we get into that age, also the way that we interact and our culture changes, you know, from like 10 years ago with office parties every like 2 weeks when everyone was a little over 20, right, to getting to more family orientated values and everything now that people are in that 30 range. So, but we also have both younger and older employees, and they fit in very well in the whole company because of different challenges, different career growth and career path opportunities, as well as I think with a pretty diverse culture in general.
Thanks, Daniel. Next ones I'll want to engage also Zanda and Marta. I would twist the question also about inclusion and diversity. So today we see all female representatives. It's mostly, I assume, because they work in the HR. That's why also the interface. What is the gender situation at your companies?
Yeah, maybe I can start. We're extremely happy about the fact that actually we have around 50-50 balance between women and men within our company. But when it comes to the IT roles, of course, the specifics is a bit different because in finance is like kind of Latvia just simply produces a lot of women dealing with finance, and most of the shared service centers very often deal with finance as well. In IT, we have, I think, around 60% men and 40% women.
Yeah, I can probably comment. Yes, yeah, it's different if you look at our headquarters in Oslo or you look at Riga, but I would say that it's balanced, and we are more really focusing on your knowledge, on your experience, capabilities, and not so much on those things. And I have to admit that the Norwegian culture as such is, I mean, corporate culture and Norwegian culture is very inclusive and very equality. Yes, is at high on agenda. So yeah, it's balanced, and we are more focusing on professional skills.
Thank you, Zanda. Would there be additional comments from others?
Yeah, so for Atea, it's especially in Riga, it's really like about 45 to 55 or 40 to 60 in terms of that ratio. Of course, when it comes to IT, it is more of the guys, but one thing that we're extremely proud of is that our management team in Riga is very equal. It's almost 50-50 as well. So that's something to, that's a big part of our pride, especially looking in the fact that for the Nordic counterparts, or where they see more of a struggle or challenge evening those numbers out, and then we're kind of in Latvia are in front of that.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, I could add the same. Sorry, that I won't be able to give numbers since I'm not from the HR department myself, but I guess from the least I saw that it's around 60% women, so also quite equal. And we are also very proud that we have a lot of women in leading roles, both in Business Center and in Circle K as a whole. So that's good that we have a lot of both male and female, so we don't kind of separate it out. It's based on skills, as one of us already said. It's based on skills and what you can do, not on your gender.
Thanks, Leva. I will put in a next question. So it was mentioned by Daniel, a typical Nordic company. I assume many or most of you would say typical Nordic company. So what is Nordic? How does it play out in everyday life? What are the values? So should we start with Leva? And
Yes, Nordic for me. I think it's basically that everyone is equal. That, of course, as you know, Circle K is much about coffee. You know, coffee is very important for us, and that's why we have the free coffee in the office. And then by the coffee machine, it would be completely normal that a lower level employee would be standing there chatting with a high manager, just normal about family, about what they did on a weekend. Everyone's the same, and there's no hierarchy, I would say. And then the atmosphere is it's very open, and the open offices, of course, that there's no one person sitting in their big office. And that's, I think, the most what I notice every day.
Thanks, Liva. Alexander?
Yeah, it's pretty the same in the DNB Service Center Riga. Yeah, we don't have this here, and this this equality between managers and employees all sitting together in the open office. Manager is a team member, and as a Norwegian say, freedom under responsibility is our motto. Everyone is responsible and feel free to take initiative and to be as a human being in their work. Yeah.
Thanks, Alexander. Would Anna want to make a comment?
Absolutely, gladly. I would say that we call it separated but together. This is feeling like one team regardless of the location, because we work in distributed teams. Some of the team members might be located in Riga, some of the team members might be in Oslo, some of the team members might be in Linköping in Sweden. So this is to make an environment where everyone feels engaged and involved. And of course, it can be achieved by many small steps that the whole company does, like morning meetings, daily coffees, even sending the gifts to all employees that are located worldwide makes this feeling that wherever you are located, you are still our team member, and we are all here to achieve the common goal.
Thanks, Anna. Zanda?
Yes, I would like to add on top of what has been said already, very high level of inclusion and alignment. So what we see is that we are not rushing with decisions or some implementations. We want to make sure that we implement something, and this is right from the first attempt. Yeah, so we are trying to align it and to consider everyone's needs and expectations and to make the best out of it.
Thank you. Marta, would you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I think, well, listening to everyone here today, I think we can all agree that Nordic companies tend to be very full of empathy towards their employees. So that means that everybody can actually take what they consider the most highest value for them. So for someone, it's going to be openness, for someone, flexibility, diversity. And I hear these keywords, and it's something that actually companies that do tend to have the headquarters in the Nordics and tend to operate in a very Nordic culture, they kind of all give a set of things that you can take something from. And it's really a great thing that everybody can find something for themselves.
Thank you. Daniel, would you want to make an additional comment on what you already shared?
I think it's, as everyone's had a kind of the flat structure where everyone's equal and can realize those opportunities, and also flexibility. And when I say flexibility, I just don't just mean the way that we work. So is it from home? Is it from the office? Is it a hybrid model? But also flexibility in how we can choose our tasks and what we do and in what we take part of.
Thank you. So then the industry, as it was referred to, is somewhat new in Latvia compared to some other wood manufacturing, bakery, metal work. What, in your opinion, are the biggest myths and misperceptions or misunderstandings about the sector? Would you want to comment on that? And I'll probably phrase it in a question. I can rephrase it. We somehow expect, okay, so these are the Nordic companies. You work for Norwegian, Finnish, or Swedish company, that you'll get the same salary. Is this perception accurate to the Latvian office, or how does it? What's the real situation?
Well, I would probably say that it accounts for all of us that the salary relates to the Latvian market. So it's competitive, but within Latvian market.
Yes, same goes for us. But one of them, like if we go to the question, one of the misconceptions also about the industry in general, so if we talk about charter services or business services, is that sometimes people expect that it's just boring paperwork, which is not the case. You know, as a lot of I will say colleagues here, because it's still the same sector here presented, there are a lot of additional opportunities for where people can show themselves and prove themselves and take part in different projects and definitely grow within the company. And another misconception, at least for us, is constant travel and being able to work from all of the countries. At least in our company, that is one of the bigger misconceptions. We do have business trips. Some have more occasional ones than others, but we don't have the opportunity to necessarily work, I don't know, the whole year from Norway or Sweden.
One of the myths that we face is that it's like the belief that global business services in Latvia are doing business that no one else wants to do, and that's completely not true. As I said, we're working as the one company, so we follow the goal that everyone needs to achieve. And whenever we see the possibility to improve things, to automate things, or to make them better, we immediately do so. So I would say that nowadays the global business sector is very modern, very up to date, and very, dedicated on improvements and automation.
Thanks, Anna. Would there be any additional comments from Norwegian DNB? Sir Poke? Anything that you've observed, how people misunderstand?
I want maybe to add one more point. Sometimes people think that if they join a Norwegian company and in order to make a career growth, you have to relocate. Yes, so that might be another assumption, but actually that's another myth, because nowadays we see that a lot of jobs can be done from different locations, and we have online tools, and of course work during pandemic just proved it. But yeah, I would like to share that in order to grow your career and to grow professionally and to move to another positions, it's not mandatory required to relocate.
Yes, I just wanted to point Nils from DNB Service Riga about this Norwegian language. Our candidates think that it's very difficult to learn Norwegian, but it's not so. We have very experienced teachers in DNB Service Center Riga, and yeah, it's not very fast, but it will be very intensive course, of course. And all our employees which came in the service center Riga have this B2 level of Norwegian. It's a little bit difficult, but not so difficult to learn Norwegian.
Thanks, Alexandra. And Liva, would you want to make a comment?
I think I just agree to everything that has been said.
Thanks. So we are coming close to the end of the event. One thing quickly, if there are any comments. So I see that there are some foreign nationals that have commented on the live stream that have experience from other countries. What's the situation? How do you have foreign employees? Some were mentioned on the slides, but what about other companies? Which regions are they from, and around how many do you have them?
DNB Service Riga have not many, but we have Italian guy. He is living here in Riga, and Norwegians too, I think so. But not many. Yeah, but we have such experience.
We also do have, mostly it's from Scandinavian countries though, but yes, we do have colleagues, and we have colleagues that have been working for several years and that have already climbed the career ladders. So the possibility is there.
Thanks.
Same goes for us. We do have Nordic colleagues, so typically it's Denmark, Finland, but we also have colleagues from Canada, a colleague, I believe, from China as well. And so we're kind of global, but that's mostly also due to service desk.
Yeah, for us at Tieto, it's very much the same. We also have colleagues from foreign countries. Mostly it's also Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and, well, as you did see, Lithuania now as well. Even though it's a neighboring country, still we have, yeah, some colleagues from there as well.
Thanks. And Zanda, did you want to mention?
Just to add to the mix of countries, Argentina, Spain, Armenia, and we have around 20, I believe, out of those 140. So actually there is no limitations for foreigners to join Norwegian Business Center here. Any country is welcome.
So this is part of the appeal, that you live locally, you're here with your family, but you actually work abroad. So this is the exporting industry. We have 1 minute to close off. I have one question. Whom is this job not for? Does anything come to your mind?
Well, I think all of us mentioned so much about the wonderful Nordic culture. So if any of these things like openness, flat hierarchy, or things like that do not appeal to you, and you want like very strict structure and you know, you want to know who is your boss, then maybe in that scenario it could not be a good fit. But I think otherwise, if you're willing to learn and really want to be within an open environment, I don't see maybe too much opportunities for who it would not be suitable.
So with that, Marta, thank you for making the comments. So these are the jobs for the open-minded and for the ones who are willing to learn. We try to respect the time, so it's 7 o'clock, and I thank every single participant, especially the speakers who joined us today. As for the participants, yes, if you signed up through the registration, you will receive a full update about open vacancies at the companies that were presented today, and at also some other member companies that we have. So thank you. May you have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you at upcoming events.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.